Do you know Sarah and Abraham stopped trusting God's timing and started manufacturing their own solution? And when they did this, as a result, Ishmael was born. Now, the child God promised them was Isaac. But the child they got through their own manipulation, their own plan, and sleeping with Hagar and doing all this, she got pregnant, and out came a man named Ishmael. Now, I've heard preachers misrepresent this. Don't misunderstand me, because two things can be true. Ishmael was blessed by God. That is a reality. God looked after him and even made promises to Ishmael and all of his lineage. Now, his lineage went off course, but it didn't mean that there was something wrong. Ishmael was not the mistake. The kid is not the mistake. Are y'all following? Because adults make a stupid decision doesn't mean that the result of their stupid decision is stupid. You follow? He was still precious, and he still got promises. But I will tell you this, he was prophesied to be a wild man, like a donkey. That's what it says. I didn't make it up. And do you know that the entire religion, the false religion of Islam, traces its roots back to Ishmael? And the prophecy, it seems to be bearing out that all of this violence and stuff that was prophesied about the lineage of Ishmael and about him specifically and how the impact would be generational. The Ammonites, the Moabites all came from Ishmael. Horrible atrocities through this lineage. And it's still rippling today. Entire nations emerged from a moment of impatience. What began as unbelief in a tent became conflict across centuries. Because whenever you try to accomplish spiritually what only God can produce divinely, the consequences always exceed the moment. What you thought was just a little one-night stand suddenly became this thing that completely changed your life. And you know, you weren't the first one to do it. But that was the example you had, and the example they had, and the example they had, and who knows how far back that goes. But Sarah, the fact that she goes from the one kind of laughter to what we're getting to in point 4, that this good laughter tells us that we can break cycles. And we don't have to go down the same road. Proverbs 14:12 talks about a road. It says, before every person lies a road that seems to be right, but the end of that road is death and destruction. You see, your flesh wants control. The Spirit requires your confidence. You can't operate in panic and promise at the same time. Yeah, somebody needs to write that down. You can't operate in panic and promise at the same time. And that was what Sarah tried to do.